Hey guys, today I'm back with the squeaky floor, but obviously I'm back because there is a new addition to my wall of medals? Things that I did. I ran in those things. So I really hate the squeaky floor, so I'm gonna try not to pace around, but you know me, this is like impossible for me to do. I really need to I literally just got home from Ottawa. Ottawa's about 2 hours, 2.5 hours by car, depending on who's driving. So I went there and this is the race. When I say this is the race, I mean it. So we all know that we don't all know this. I started running on like the 20th of November of last year, like 6 months ago. And on the 22nd is the first time that I ran with my new shoes. So basically my 6-month running anniversary just passed, which is insane to me. It's two things. It feels, first of all, how has 6 months already gone past? But then it also feels like, how did I get all of this done in 6 months? It's a really weird feeling. It's almost like transition, it goes by so fast, but you're like, how? But whatever. So in December, I decided, oh, look at that, there's so many races around, I didn't really notice this. Maybe I could sign up for one. I don't know why I signed up for the first race as a half marathon, just because maybe I'm not enthusiastic. There's a word for it. I overachiever? Yeah, I think I'm an overachiever. So I didn't sign up to a 5K or 10K because I was like, that's boring, I'll be able to do that in a month. Train for that in a month. So instead, in December, I saw that the half marathon for Ottawa was filling up quickly, and there was only 96%, it was filled up 96%, so I had to get in there. So what I decided to do was actually just sign up for the race, and if I wasn't able to run it, then I'll just deal with it. I'll just pay for it, whatever. And I did that, but then, so this was supposed to be the race, the first race. I signed up for this as my first race. I was gonna train for 5 months for this race. I had my plan all laid out, and that's what I was gonna do. Instead, I completed about 6 weeks of the training plan, of the pre-fitness training plan in the No Meat Athlete half marathon training. And I went out for a run one day, and the run I think was only supposed to be 5K, and I felt good, so I kept going, and then I was like, oh, I'm at 8K, Jesus, how did that happen? I was like, you know what, maybe I should just keep going and then just hit 10K, because that would be awesome, whoa. So within a month, almost to the date, I think it was to the date of completing my first 5K, I was able to do 10K outside in the snow in January. Because I was able to do this, also excuse my hair, honestly, I just came back. I just came back from running a half marathon, calm down. So when I completed the 10K, I was like, you know what, that's it. I wanna see if there's a race closer. I love this, and I looked online and there was a half marathon called, I don't know, I'm telling you a whole backstory when this has nothing to do with this race, but you'll see. It's called a Hypothermic half marathon, which is this medal up in here. It was -30 outside. We've talked about this, I've talked about this, I made a video about this. I will link it in the nice little, I'll link a little square, an annotation square, right there. After that race, I was fiending for more. And I was like, there's no races in March. And then I saw one that was 8K, and I was like, you know what, I can deal with 8K. All this to say that I completed 3 races, 1, 2, 3, before my first planned race. To me, that's just I don't want to toot my own horn. I hate this, man. Sometimes I just I want to be proud of something, but I feel like people think that I'm cocky or shoving it in their face. People have told me this, and I'm just I don't know how to say that I'm proud without sounding like that, I guess. But fuck it. I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna fucking mean it. These fucking 3 races I did before this one. I only did 6 weeks of training. 6 weeks! 6 weeks of fucking training. And I finished this one and I didn't stop. Maybe that's why people think I'm cocky, because I never say it like that. Anyways, so let's get on to this actual race. Worst race to date, brutal. I hate it, I'd rather not talk about it, but I want to learn from my mistakes, so let's do it. So this was supposed to be the race, so I've been training for this, but I did get a leg injury, which was my sciatic nerve now that we know, for about a month and a half, so I wasn't able to train, so that kind of really messed me up. And actually it says here that the corral that I was supposed to be in was green, which I think was 2 hours and 5 minutes to 2 hours and 14 minutes estimated finish time. Which is very optimistic, but I thought with 5 months of training I could do that because I was going to train a lot, but because I was injured I was actually not able to do that, so I actually did not go in my corral. I went to like a different one. So let's talk about why this race was the worst. Actually, you know what? This one was really bad because there was a snowstorm and it was like an hour late and it was only 8K and I had a leg injury, which made it worse. I probably shouldn't have run this one, but whatever. This one was bad because I felt like because I had done 2 half marathons before, not like this one was gonna be a breeze, but like I didn't need to try, no, not like that. That's not what I mean. I mean, like I knew I needed to try hard, but I feel like maybe it would have been a little easier for me. It wasn't. It was actually harder than the 2 first half marathons that I did. And I think it's a combination of things, and I want to learn from this. I was bound to have a bad race. It happens to everybody. I'm glad that it's happened now so I can learn from it and learn what my mistakes were and then just move on from them. And if I have another bad race in the future, which will happen, I mean, you can't always have like personal records. You can't always beat your last half marathon. Like it doesn't always happen. And I need to accept this now. And like early acceptance is key, right? I feel like I'm making excuses by like naming the things that I think are a combination of the reason why my race wasn't good. But honestly, I feel like maybe a bit of all those things did make it. Like, come on, something must have happened, like, you know, whatever. The one, the heat. I have never run in weather this hot. My last half marathon, it was cold in the beginning. It got warmer like later on, but it was still sweater weather. This was like in the morning, no way. I saw some people with sweaters, I was like, these people are insane. It was like 16 degrees Celsius already, which is pretty, like I'm okay. I know I'm about to run 13.1 miles, 21.1K. I knew this was gonna happen. You're gonna get hot like 4 minutes in, like 15 minutes in, whatever. I'm being dramatic. So I went in like this. I spent 15 minutes putting on sunscreen though because I don't want to get burnt. I think I got burned on my cheeks, but whatever. I was ready. I'm good to go. The heat killed me. I have a belt, a fuel belt, because I feel like an intense runner now. So you put this on, this goes in the back. And I don't know why I'm putting it on, you can't even see, but it goes in the back, and I have 3 water bottles in there that I put my electrolyte replenish hydrator shit, which usually works really great. But every time I would get to a water station, which I usually ignore, I took 2 cups of water, one to drink and another one this big to literally splash on my face. I never thought I was gonna become one of these fucking runners that you see that like, why are they splashing all that water on themselves? I was so hot, honestly. Like I didn't think I was gonna pass out, but there were some moments where I was like, if I keep running at this pace, I am going to pass out and I will not be able to finish this race. So instead I really slowed down. So my time was really not at all what I expected. My time last time was like 2 hours 30 minutes and 44 seconds. I wanted my time to be like 2:25 or like under 2:30. That definitely didn't happen and it hurts, but I want to learn from the things that I did. I feel like the food that I've been eating lately haven't been what I had eaten in the past. I feel like I'm slipping up a bit and like eating things that I don't want to be eating, but I mean, they're there, so I'm gonna go back into my like, I'm fucking crazy and I'm not touching this food. I will bring my own food everywhere type of thing. Whatever, I'm annoying, but whatever. I'm lucky that my leg didn't start hurting during the race, which is fantastic. Even my groin didn't start hurting. It hurts now. I just need to, I guess, stretch it. But every time during, like after a half marathon, I have this spot under my knee that hurts. I talked about this in my other videos. I got hit by a car 10 years ago and that's where the car hit and my bone is bruised. And for the first 5 years it hurt to touch it, but now it's like fine and like I just feel weird if I touch it, but there's no pain. But after a half marathon, it hurts. The pain doesn't last. It's just like, oh fuck, why? It's such a weird pain. That happened during this race. During the race, not after. It happened after, but during, I'm running. I can't deal with this. So that was like another thing that was going on. I just couldn't deal with it. This race was also supposed to be flat, which I thought, but there was like 3 little hills, which feel like Mount Everest when you're running. So that really killed me too. See, I'm making up excuses, whatever, if it makes me feel better. I'm learning from these mistakes. No expectations next time. Just do the do. But yeah, I feel like this is the first race where I feel like a real runner, even though it was the worst race that I've had. It's a brutal race. I'm not gonna beat myself up over it. I have a fucking medal. I did 3 half marathons in 6 months of starting to run. Jesus Christ. I don't know. People at the running expo were like, this one girl was like, your first race was a half marathon? I was like, yeah? It's like, wow, my God, people like usually start like from 5, 10, and then they build up, and I'm like, oh, okay, like I didn't know this. I didn't know anybody in the running community. I was like, oh sure, a half marathon, that shouldn't be that hard. But yeah, one of the reasons why I felt like a real runner is because I have my fuel belt, so, which is great. And then I have this like hat, which, you know, hides the sun. But of course I have my douchebag running glasses, which are very dirty right now. But like a combination of this with like splashing water on myself all over the glasses, of course, and sponging myself everywhere. There was like the sponges, right? And that like you put on your body and you just like squeeze and it's cold water everywhere. I swear to God, it was just, I felt like I felt like I belonged. Even though I sucked, I was so disappointed when I crossed the finish line in myself, but after realizing, fuck it, I literally have a medal. I literally just finished another race. There's another one coming up. Oh, also, I did a half marathon exactly a month ago, like on the 26th of April, so I don't think that I had enough time to recuperate. So I think that also might have played in there, because my legs were really hurting, which sucks for me because I literally have another half marathon at the end of June in Vancouver, which, let's point out, is also a Scotiabank race. This was a Scotiabank, that's a Scotiabank. Vancouver's a Scotiabank, and I might do the Toronto Scotiabank in October. Who knows? I'm just crazy, apparently. All this to say, this is my beautiful shirt, by the way, I didn't even show you, but all this to say, I'm learning from my mistakes. I'm gonna start eating better and going back to the way that I ate before. I'm gonna not have so many expectations about race time. I'm just gonna try to enjoy it. I feel like I really wanted to beat my last record, that I didn't really pay attention to the race, which sucks. I want to be able to enjoy these races. This is why I'm doing them. They help my mental health, and being disappointed really hurts. So, I mean, I could totally relate this to transition and like top surgery and other things and like hormones and like how you expect your life is gonna be, but if it doesn't end up like that, like it's all the same to me. So I'm gonna do what I did with my other things in my life that have really, really messed me up. I'm not gonna, I feel like that was brilliant. I'm not gonna have any expectations, like big expectations. I'm just gonna go with it because I wanna have fun. This is for my mental health. It's really helping my depression and my anxiety. Like, it's insane. It's my sanity. It's a drug. Like, honestly, it's an addiction. Once, if you're a person that just starts long distance running, I mean, some people wouldn't even consider this long distance, but I do. Some people, that you just feel it. There's something that's there and you just feel it. Some people can't. People just can't run. That's fine. If you can't run, find something else to do. It doesn't matter. You sit on your couch, like, who cares? I'm just saying, if you find something that makes you feel good, I mean, even though this race sucked, I feel fucking amazing. I'm excited as fuck for the Vancouver one. I'm swearing a lot, but honestly, this is a really long video about this, but I also was planning on doing a marathon next year, and while I was running, I was like, am I crazy to think that I could do twice this length? 42.2 kilometers, 26.2 miles. Is this a game? But still, now that I've done the race and I've processed this, there are so many different things that I could have done right. Starting with my training, which I'm starting after tomorrow, and I do my recovery yoga, and then the next day I probably do yoga again. I'm going to start slowly and start training and building up and do the run walk training that I hate but has helped me so much in the past. I'm going to do it, bite the bullet, and I will be able to have a better time in my next half marathons. And if I don't, then it's fine. I'm there, I'm enjoying it. The next half marathon I'm doing is with a friend. It'll be fun, we're doing it together. Also, he's really fast and literally does like a half marathon in like an hour and 28 minutes. Mine is really not that. Mine's like literally an hour extra, but whatever, that's not for here. Hope you enjoyed this like 20-minute video. I'm gonna be making a video about like how to start getting into running and how to stay motivated. That'll be like a series, I guess. People just really want me to make these videos, and I don't mind. I could talk about running forever, apparently. It just makes me really excited. Anyways, this is it. This is my beautiful new medal. I love it. It's beautiful, seriously. And I am learning from this experience, and I'm moving on. And like, it's not one of those like, I'm moving on, but I'm actually still angry. Fuck it. I've let everything go. I finished a half marathon. I felt a lot better too when I was on the bus ride home because there was only one other person who had done the race because they also had their medal on. Literally, I went on the bus with my medal and this shirt. Whatever, I did a half marathon. I want everyone to see it. I felt better because all of the bus didn't do a half marathon that day, but I did. I don't know, that sounds weird, but it made me feel better. Like, it made me realize that out of those 20,000 people that did the race, there's a lot of other people who haven't done the race. So just completing it is a huge feat for itself, right? Yeah. Anyways, have a great week, and I will be making running videos in the next couple of weeks, and of course, I will make a video on my next race. If you have any questions, if you have any running related videos, even trans and running related, I am definitely open to doing that. Just let me know, and have a great week.